Good morning, Tarkov. Message retracted. Didn't you just say good morning, though, Alexander? Or was that Nightbot? Okay, I added Nightbot today. We'll see what ends up happening. It's only supposed to really just screw with, like, spam and stuff, so I really hope Nightbot didn't do that, Alex. Let me know if it did. Anyway, guys, welcome to Good Morning, Tarkov. This is mostly going to be for the VOD people while we wait for everyone to show up to the actual live stream. These are the morning shows that I've been putting on for 10 days now. This is episode number 10. Usually go on for about an hour, just kind of chit chat with you guys, and we usually have a topic for today. We usually have a topic for the day, which today's topic is that things will get easier, but not by much. You know, meant to have a little smiley face there, but that's not usually short enough. That's not usually short enough for a title. So I just said things will get a bit easier because they will. So we're gonna talk about that today. And as we're waiting for people to show up, if you have any questions about the wipe, Nightbot should be here. So if we do, let me see, let me test this. Is Nightbot working? It doesn't seem to be. Okay, let's see. Let's hold on. Let's see if we can get Nightbot over here. It should be. Art channel? What's that mean? Leaving the channel. Oh no, it just takes a second. Okay. Oh no, alright. We'll bring him back. We'll bring him back. Should be good. Should be good. Anyway, guys, if you are watching the VOD, you can check the description and the top comment. I'll put in the I'll put a pinned comment for some timestamps so that you can you can quickly go to whatever we end up doing for today. So whether it's the Q&A or the topic, whatever it ends up being. So check out the description and the top comments. I hope that stayed as a moderator. Morning, everybody. Morning. It did work. Yeah, it just took a second and I thought it didn't work, so I went and removed it. I'm going to see if it actually stayed, though. Give me one sec here, guys. Hey, Hammer Time. Hey, Alexander. Hey, Crackers. Hey, Alex. Hey, Diesel. Out of Patience. How you doing? Agent Gregory Lewis. All right, let's boop 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 here. Make sure you are still a moderator. He is, so we're good to go. All right, Nightbot should still be here. Hey, Oliver. My mom has a dog named Oliver. Not saying that you're him, but if you are, you'd tell me, right? Just wondering. I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm in the middle of having my coffee. I tuned in right when you said, if you have questions about the wipe, ask them, and legit thought they confirmed one coming in like 2 days. No. No confirmation yet. No confirmation on any wipes yet, but if you do want to know everything that there is to know currently, you can check out that link that our fancy little Nightbot just popped in the chat. So there's a limit to that. You're only going to be able to do that every minute or so. So we'll see how many times that gets spammed, and maybe I might jack it up to like 90 seconds or 2 minutes possibly. We'll see how many people actually use it. I was literally just watching yesterday's vid. Oh, well, good timing. Yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern United States time. I pop the stream on, chill for a couple minutes, wait for people to get here, and usually once we're at about 100-ish viewers, or unless it just makes sense, then we get into today's topic, and I just kind of talk for a little bit, and I won't be answering questions or anything, so also please don't do any super chats or anything while I'm doing my first little intro and talking about today's topic. And then immediately after, you know, after like a 10-minute, 15-minute, and then, you know, depending on the topic, sometimes I go for like 25 or even half an hour sometimes, but like I said, depending on the topic, we'll get to it, and then we can do Q&A. We'll get through it, and then we'll do Q&A afterwards. Let's turn the music down a smidge because we're about there. We are about there. Morning, Red Cell. Hey, Turkey. What is the good part about things will get a bit easier? What's the good part? Well, we'll see. It's probably not going to all be good, but there are a lot of features that are going to make the general gameplay of Escape from Tarkov be easier. And we'll get into that today, because there's actually a lot. There is a lot. It's not always going to be so cutthroat. Now, they do want it to be Tarkov. It's still going to be, welcome to Tarkov and all, but we'll get into it. There's going to be a lot behind it. I'm getting my second vaccine shot today, so excited. Excited to get sick. Don't you get sick after the second shot? I've only had one shot. Everyone all at once? Wipe can be right now. Just wipe again. Yeah, that's a good point. What if everyone just wiped at once? Afternoon from London, afternoon from United States. Another cool stream. Have a good one. Nice. I won't be watching this one because I'm fighting in reserve. All right, take it easy, Emperor. Morning, Angels. Will you be making a YouTube video about this, or do we have to stay for the live to get this up? The VODs are up. Zachary Granger, if you check my channel, you should see the VODs from the last 9 days of these, and you can just rewatch the VODs. And again, if you guys are watching the VOD right now, there are going to be timestamps in the description, and there's also going to be timestamps at the top comment, and it'll bring you to exactly what we do for that day. Speaking of what we're going to do for today, let's get into today's topic because we have about 100 people here already. And today's topic, and again, guys, I'm going to be talking about this for, I don't know, 15-ish minutes, something like that. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. I'll just kind of get the conversation going, and it'll kind of feed some of your curiosities and stuff in the chat, and then we can talk about it. We'll do a Q&A. And hopefully it'll pertain to anything that I speak about, but of course you can't ask about anything. And now that we have Nightbot, you can do those fancy little commands there. Oh, it looks like you already bopped someone. Nightbot. Oh, Jack got that guy. All right, let's see what happens with that guy. Anyway, the chat's not up, guys. Don't be misbehaving. All right, let's get today's topic. So today's topic is that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I don't know why Nightbot didn't get that guy. I'll look into that later. Anyway, things will get easier, but not much. And we are talking about Escape from Tarkov. The Escape from Tarkov that has kicked us all in the nuts, or the cooch, whatever you guys want to call it, or the gooch, whatever you want to call it. It's guy or girl out there. Wait, gooch is guy thing. What's a funnier thing? I don't know. Most of us are guys, so you know what? It kicked us in the nuts for years as we are going through and actually picking up Escape from Tarkov and trying to get to that Chad life. So there are a lot of features, believe it or not, that are going to be coming to the game, and some are already actually in the game when you think of your quality of life stuff when it comes to UI. But there's going to be more stuff, including when it comes to weapon modding. It's just going to be easier to understand. Believe it or not, you are going to be able to eventually, or at least it's planned, to be able to move things up and down rails as you see fit. So any of those little sights or any of those optics that you don't have the perfect eye relief, it's going to be much easier for you to actually see, and it's actually going to be useful. Yeah, that'll be the Q&A question. That'll be the first Q&A question for today. I'm sure is that. Let's get back to the topic. Anyway, so tutorials, main thing here would be tutorials. There is no tutorial. It is literally you open the game and it's welcome to Tarkov and, pat on the back and good luck there. There will be a tutorial. It's not going to hold your hand. And generally speaking, it will show you the basics. This is your weapon. This is how it works. Knife the watermelon, that kind of a thing. This is your armor. This is how it works. Movement. And then comes the pat on the back. Welcome to Tarkov. Because again, it's still Escape from Tarkov and it will not hold your hand. The most recent information that we have on that is that it's going to be its own location. There was some theories and there was some information going around where Lighthouse could potentially be that tutorial area. And I hope you guys can hear me. It looks like you guys can hear me. Mic's kind of low. That's what I was worried about because I was a little bit far away from the mic, so this should be easier. I just looked over at chat because I was wondering if I was too quiet. Okay, so this must be better. This should be better. So anyway, that pat on the back is going to be coming after a tutorial, and like I was mentioning just a second ago, which I hope you guys picked up, there was some information going around where the Lighthouse location could be that tutorial specific location, but it could also be a completely separate location as well. We're going to have to wait and see on that. Either way, there is a tutorial coming. You're going to be able to start the game, and it will do that. Here's your weapon. This is how it works. This is your armor. This is how it works. Movement. And then comes the pat on the back. Welcome to Tarkov. Good luck, bud. Kind of a thing. Like I was mentioning before with the quality of life, with the UI, it's now very, very easy to understand, at least to me. I wish I had this when I started playing Escape from Tarkov. You know, when you're picking up the actual attachment, it'll actually show you in green. It'll highlight green where it'll go, or it'll highlight yellow where it could go, and stuff like that. So it makes things much, much easier to actually understand. Or sorry, if it will attach to something, but it's not like its final attachment or whatever, however the yellow and the green works there. Either way, it gives you some hints. It gives you some ideas of where you might want to put that optic or that grip or whatever, instead of leaving completely up on your own and then just good luck, bud, figure it out. I'm sure we're all pretty familiar with the presets. There are going to be a full loadout preset thing, whatever you want to call it, feature is the right word to use there for Escape from Tarkov. You're going to get your vests, mags, meds, helmet, weapon, backpack, you name it. It's your entire loadout, one click, like what we get with the weapons right now. Personally, I'm hoping that that's not going to be a thing where you have to have it like in your stash, because I already have enough trouble as it is trying to get that weapon to work correctly and actually go immediately to the attachments, or actually set up the attachments immediately. For me personally, unless you do have a bunch of space, like a lot of space in your stash. So hopefully I'm hoping they're gonna have something where like your character will be completely empty, and then you hit the preset thing, and then it'll just attach, like it'll just show up on your character, because that'd be way better than having like the inventory space, because I don't think any of us would have that kind of appropriate inventory space. Although it would make it easier to, you know, move some stuff around, and maybe we all go to a more liquid stash instead of actually having the items. Liquid meaning, you know, you just sell everything and then you have the cash and then you use the presets from there. Would be interesting once that day comes, and I know it'll be a hell of a lot easier. Now, again, guys, something I actually not again, because I meant to mention this earlier, but I failed to do that. This isn't necessarily a skill thing. It's just generally the punch to the nuts that Escape from Tarkov is going to be a little bit less, and then maybe it'll eventually turn into a punch into the gut, is basically what I'm saying. That's probably the best analogy that I can use there. Instead of a punch in the nuts, it'll turn into eventually a punch to the gut, and it's going to be a little bit easier to understand and actually get the whole, you know, get used to the gameplay and get used to Escape from Tarkov. And it'll be much easier to pick it up and, you know, get to Chad out there. So the hideout, there's going to be a lot more things coming to the hideout. Expect there to be more crafts. There's going to be more additions. Right now, the current information that we have on the hideout is that they are going to be switching up the they are going to be switching up, or at least adding to the shooting range. I'm personally hoping that we get some reactive targets, if not moving targets, in there, because I think it would be super useful to have that kind of a thing. And we'll see how far they actually make the actual shooting range go, because personally, it's like it does make sense if you shoot all the way down, but I don't know. I think it's cool that you can walk in there, but I think it could be more useful. So I hope they do some cool little innovative things with the shooting range there, with some reactive targets or maybe some moving targets or something. Because I think it's a little bit lacking right now, and it could be pretty useful as compared to like. All right, let's. You need to chill, John Riley. There. Let's chill. Anyway. I don't know what that was about, but let's get rid of that guy, Jack. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully that can come out. Hopefully that'll fix up the hideout, or hopefully that'll help out with the hideout. There's gonna, like I said, more crafting stations, and then even there's current information. The current information that we have right now is there could even be a DLC where it even expands it more, if not like double the hideout. So we're talking about training skills down there. I know that they've discussed a possibility of having like a weight set down there where that can. I don't know if it's going to be like an idle training of your strength and endurance, but that would be kind of nice to have some kind of way of idly training your strength and endurance over time while you're not playing or something like that. That might be a little bit much. That might be a little bit weird to set up, and we'll see if that actually ends up happening, but I know it's been discussed in the past. These are those kinds of things. Those are those kinds of questions that should be asked during these Q&As. So instead of all these, like, you know, when wipe, fix your game, devs are dumb, all that extra reading stuff that we get with the podcast that we get from BSG and stuff like that, let's change it to some actual useful questions, being, you know, what are we thinking about for the hideout? Are we going to be able to have some idle training and stuff like that, and see what they actually get, see what we get in terms of plans for that kind of stuff. Big thing here would be offline raids with friends. They're working on secure setup so that there's no funny business going on. Apparently there are some issues that would go along with setting this up. That could potentially create problems with like cheaters and stuff like that for Escape from Tarkov main servers if they do this incorrectly. So the last that we heard about this for the offline raids with friends is that they are working on the server infrastructure so that it is secure. And again, this is literally offline, but just with friends. There's no progression. There's no anything extra that you would have from a current offline raid. Now, sure, they might add some features to it. Maybe you know what would be really cool is if you could access your inventory. If they could figure out a better way to kind of like get into your inventory in an offline raid, or maybe they'll do something crazy with I don't know. Maybe they'll do something once they get like the theater mode in or whatever. This is speculation, by the way. There's no information. I got to make sure I'm clear on that. This is purely just me speculating. I think that there's some really cool stuff that they could do with offline work or offline play, and they want to go into, you know, they want to start getting into the competitive stuff with evasion and all these tournaments and stuff. And I think there might be some cool, like maybe some camera work or some drones or something that we might be able to check out with offline mode. And I'm at least hoping that we're not only keeping the more competitive players and the streamers and whatnot when they're doing their tournaments for all the cool stuff with spectator mode and all the other stuff that's coming planned. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But either way, offline raid with friends. The Chad friend of the group will be able to easily go into a raid and actually physically be with you in, well, digitally, but you know what I mean, in raid with you and teach you some stuff without having to risk your gear. That's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Then last but not least, it's kind of a funky topic here, but I think this actually does work for this topic for today. Persistent and non-persistent servers. So at the launch of Escape from Tarkov, they are planning of having separate server infrastructure for and separate actual. Unfortunately, this is going to split the community, but oh well. Like I think this is actually a bit of a necessary evil to. This is one of those keep everyone happy kind of a thing. You are going to be able to pick a you are going to be able to have a USEC and a bear on the persistent server, and you are also going to be able to have a USEC and a bear on the non-persistent servers. So 4 total accounts. 2 of those are going to be permanent because it's the persistent server. That server persistent means it's never going to wipe. So you are going to have that same progress, and you are going to have that same gear and that same money forever. That server, anyone that doesn't like wipes, that is going to be the one to play on because it will never wipe. And this is at the launch. So this is, more info to come, but this is their plan right now. So that's going to be the one to play on. And then you also have your other batch of servers here with the non-persistent servers. There are going to be, timed wipe sessions or whatever you want to call it, incremental wipes. Periodical is the right word to use there. Periodical wipes. So 3 or 5 months, I think, is the sweet spot there. So somewhere, 4-ish months, we should be seeing a wipe. We'll see what they end up doing. There's no information specifically on the length of each wipe for the non-persistent servers, but it is, the basic understanding is that eventually it will wipe every once in a while. And, best of both worlds for anyone that wants, either they do want the wipes or they don't want the wipes. And the reason why I think this is actually good is because it allows people to play their own game. So there's a lot of people that they either really, really just enjoy the early days of a wipe, and that's what they enjoy playing, and that's where they actually get the most progress because everyone's even. Maybe someone specifically struggles with having groups of like really geared players come at them, and they just can't survive group play. They just can't survive. Sorry, group play would. That's actually not a good example for this case. What it would be is a higher geared player. Or a higher skilled player. In this case, it would specifically have to be like a one-on-one. Or at least it would make more sense if it was a one-on-one. So they play at the beginning of wipes because it's more equal. It's easier for them to understand. It's easier for them to win that gunfight. And it's easier for them to hit their shots so that they can actually survive and get out of the raid. And on a persistent server, they wouldn't be able to do that other than, the very first wipe. So they would probably want a more, wipe-friendly where they, every once in a while it'll wipe and they'll be able to actually progress that way. And then they can take breaks and whatnot. And then there's the people on the other side of the coin that they just don't have enough time to waste with the periodical wipes. So they want to go to the persistent server, and they're okay with, even if they only play, a few hours a week or whatever, eventually get into that Chad level, and they will actually keep what they've earned. So that is, in my book, I think that's easier. That makes things easier for Escape from Tarkov. So, yeah, that was today's topic. We'll turn the music back up a little bit. And again, if you guys missed anything, the VOD is going to be there. And even if you're watching it live, you can still rewind. So, hopefully there isn't a bunch of BS going on. I saw somebody misbehaving. But if everyone chills out, we should be fine here. And there's nothing that we can't discuss. There's nothing that we can't overcome here. Let's just discuss it. Let's use our words here, people. Turn this down a little bit, and we'll get the slideshow going as well. All right. We need a more balanced matchmaking. No. So the whole point of Escape from Tarkov is you don't know what you're going to come up against past what the map is, and maybe you'll know like what enemies might be on that map, what scav boss and stuff like that. But theoretically, like in theory, you shouldn't really know everything you're going to everything that you're going to come up against. I don't agree with matchmaking for Escape from Tarkov. That's just personal feeling with that. Anyway, guys, so let's get on to the Q&A here. I just randomly picked that one out of the chat. I just saw matchmaking, and I'm like, what's this guy talking about? So, yeah, matchmaking, it doesn't really make sense for Tarkov. Now, in Arena, that's going to be a thing, because there's going to be ranks and stuff, but not open world. Not open world. Maybe turn it down just a smidge more. Do something like that. Okay, guys, so the format. Oh, I should have made a command for this. The format for the Q&A is what you see Christopher Hun doing there, what you see Core Boss doing there, what you see Lizier and Rob Boss. It's at nice guy space Tarkov. I'm assuming Jack will pop up in here in chat at some point. But like I said, those guys are using it right now. So it's at nice guy space Tarkov. That pops up as a special prompt for me so that it makes it much easier for me to see, because there's a lot of little side conversations. There's just a lot of stuff going on in the chat. So I'm going to do my best to see what Alexander Danner just put up there. I'm going to do my best to get to as many questions as I possibly can, and that helps me out a lot. More content, question mark? Absolutely. Is that for me or for Tarkov? Actually, the answer is yes for both, so yes. What is Arena? Go to the front page of my channel there and type in Arena Mode or Tarkov Arena Mode. Even if you just Google Tarkov Arena Mode at this point, you'll probably see one of my videos pop up. I gotta take a sip of coffee here so I don't lose my voice, guys. Lab scav boss? I don't know anything specific about a lab scav boss right now. I think that the raiders are gonna be the most, significant units down there, because I think the point of the labs was that it's evacuated. There shouldn't be anyone down there, but the raiders are raiding it or something. They know nobody's down there. There's probably gonna be lore around that. But labs specifically, I don't know if there was a yes or no answer to this, but I think there's not going to be a boss down there, because the whole lore behind it was that everyone was evacuated. Airdrops, yep, airdrops are a thing. It's gonna work like Rust, where you hear the noise and it drops. As long as it sticks to what they've mentioned so far. Apparently they're going to be a thing. I don't know what happened to the no-fly zone or anything like that, but apparently they're going to be a thing, and it'll work like Rust, where you see where you hear the plane, you see where it drops, and you try to go get it. That kind of a thing. Any news on Karma? The most info. So it's been a while since we've heard from BSG guys. I have some questions out to them specifically. I'm still waiting to hear back on them. But if you need to know anything about what Karma is, or just the most up-to-date information about Karma, check out my most recent video on Karma. What changes do you think the new Unity engine will bring? I made a video specifically about that. If you guys, any big topics, it's very likely I've made a video about it, guys. So I would check my channel first if you, and those are the best information that you can get. So if you're looking for the super quick answer, I think there's something with the volumetric fog with the Unity 19. That would be cool. But go check out that video, because I went into super detail with that. What do you think about the addition of RPG, since there will be no vehicles? It's still going to be useful as like a HE device, and it'll also be useful for like an anti-camping thing. And who knows? Maybe there is going to be some dynamic events where there's going to be more useful. And I don't know about you guys, but if you put an HE warhead on an RPG, that Glucose and most, if not all, of the other scav bosses probably won't appreciate that too much. So it'd be pretty handy to have that for if you're trying to go after these scav bosses. Thoughts about the Bitcoin changes? Does it need more or less work? We'll see after the next wipe, because I think a lot of that was based off of the current economy. It was cool that it was based off of the real life prices of Bitcoin, but then when real life prices of Bitcoin went nuts, so of course so did the in-game prices of Bitcoin. So it just didn't work out as well, and they probably didn't see that coming. Like, I mean, no one saw that really coming except maybe Elon Musk with the shit he was pulling, with Tesla there. But yeah, so after the next wipe, there's going to be a bunch of economy changes because there was so many changes that they made based off of this current economy. So we'll see what happens next wipe. Any news on Streets, any progress, and any ETA on when we might see it? The only ETA is that it's going to be patch 13, and they're really, really pushing for this year to have Streets come out this year. Other than that, no. There's no extra. Again, guys, we have not heard anything official from BSG since their last official stream over on Twitch when they were talking about 12.10. So it's been a while. How's your day going? I got up early, played some hockey. Tuesday morning hockey for me, and sometimes Friday afternoons. And so I've already been up for a few hours, but a little bit tired. It was a tough skate this morning, so a little tired, but seemed to be working out fine. In the future, we might need to delay the Tuesday morning the Tuesday morning streams an hour. We'll see if that helps at all. Is there any new maps that you would want to see? I mean, Street. I'm super eager for all of them, but Streets is going to be insane. I can't wait for Streets. Gav Karma. As of now, Raiders are boss's guards. Raiders are not boss's guards. Or do you mean and? I hope you mean and there, and we'll go here. We'll go on from here. Raiders are different from boss's guards. They're hostile to player scavs, but not AI scavs. Will Scav Karma change that? I don't know. They haven't answered that specifically. We're going to have to wait and see. My theory is that yes, because one of the things for Scav Karma to improve is that you're going to need the Scav boss to survive that raid. That is something that specifically Nikita himself has said in the past. So if that is still the plan, then I'm assuming you're going to need to be able to work with them. So we'll see. What do you think about Tarkov realism? As realistic as playable. We did that the other day. We had that be the topic the other day. If you really want to know more about that, Magusta, go check out that one. That was a whole topic for an entire day. Canadian? No, I'm not Canadian. I just grew up with hockey. Do you have any info on the optics update? It's going to be with 12.11. I screwed up on that video for that point there. I forgot that he did mention that the scope rework is going to be coming with 12.11. You a Bruins fan? Maybe. Have I said it from? Yeah, I'm from New England. Yeah, I'm a Bruins fan. Sucks they've lost a couple games after that 7-win streak though. We're talking Tarkov though. Now we can talk hockey later. I'll lose my voice talking about Tarkov today. I can lose my voice talking about hockey later. Will tear gas or anything like that be added? Yes. There's going to be CS gas, tear gas, and then also just regular smoke grenades. If you stand in them too long, you're going to start coughing and wheezing and stuff like that. So it is going to disorient you. Also, there's going to be hazardous smoke with radiation and stuff like that as well. VoIP is confirmed for 12.11? Absolutely not. Unless you heard something that I didn't. Polo, did you see a tweet from someone or something that I missed? Because otherwise, no, that's not confirmed for 12.11. And I wish it was. I don't know why they would add Karma, even though it's just Scav Karma without VoIP, but yeah, we'll see. Do you think that Tarkov will have a story mode or something similar? Basically, the entire thing is going to be the story mode. There's going to be lots of lore tasks and stuff, and once they add the lore in, we'll get a better understanding of that. Do you think the new karma system that you guys are moving quick today? Do you think the new karma system that you explained in the last live stream will function well in Tarkov? We'll see. It's definitely going to need some... People are going to need to adapt to it, for sure. But personally, I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to be really cool, because it's different. There's really not too many games that do something like that, and that actually works well. Unless it's a personal choice. Unless you go onto a separate server, and it's moderated to be run that way, and you get banned or you get yelled at if you do it otherwise. You really don't see much of that, so it's going to be interesting. People are going to need to adapt, and we'll see what happens with it. If you go check out my puppet show, specifically the Karma Puppet Show, I go into tons of detail with that. Do you think the other maps will be developed faster just because Streets is BSG's baby? So, not necessarily faster, but they will be able to put a proper estimate on the rest of the maps, which is the plan from the beginning. So, once they have Streets done, once they have the custom rigs done, and once they have custom rigs and armor hitboxes done, and once they have the lore quests in game, that's the 3 major milestones that they want to hit so that they're going to be able to give a proper launch window for the actual full release of Escape from Tarkov, because it's their most ambitious map, it's their most ambitious feature, and it is something that is absolutely required in the game, which is the lore and the story and why we're actually here doing this. So once they have all 3 of those in, which all should be here this year, You know, fingers crossed on that one. You know, knocking on wood on that one. I'm pulling for you, BSG. Hoping all of those are going to be in the game this year. Then we're going to get a proper launch window, and we'll see what happens with their estimates with the rest of the stuff. Will gas masks be a vision change, so to say? That's a good question. I feel like they should in a game like Tarkov, right? I feel like they should. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm surprised they don't already. Maybe when they do add that, maybe they will start doing stuff like that. But no, that's a good point. I feel like that would be a thing. I feel like that should be a thing in Tarkov. But I don't have anything specific on it. I just feel like it should be a thing. We'll see. I know you made a video about Russia 2028, but what would you think the game will be like? That's literally everything that we have on it. Everything I said in that video, that is everything. They've barely spoken about that game. And it's years. I would not be surprised if it actually comes out in 2028 at this rate. So we'll see. Like I said, everything is in that video, and personally, I'm not so much into the single-player games anymore, and that is supposed to be a single-player game. Last few games that I enjoyed that were single-player were like Assassin's Creed stuff. So, and that was specifically for the combat, and I think the kind of combat that you're going to get in Russia 2028, I feel like I would just play Escape from Tarkov if I wanted that. But we'll see. We'll end up seeing. Now that this channel is so enveloped with, you know, Escape from Tarkov stuff, I'm sure I don't have a choice at this point. I'm going to have to play it, and I'm going to have to put stuff up about it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Well, gas, I already said that. I am already behind quite significantly. Oh boy. You guys are moving quick today. Just add in front of your question. So yes, what me and Lord Nord said. This is probably like 5 minutes ago at this point. Any chance the gas mask would counter the coffee? Any chance? I'm sure. Actually, I'm banking on that. Otherwise, what's the point of wearing a gas mask? Yeah. With the cold weather coming in DLC, way future content. Yeah, I was about to say that you're stepping off the the plank there a little bit with that. That's gonna be really far away. Should all maps have weather meter for how cold you are? No, but your player will. In fact, your player already does. It's just not being used right now. Karma system ? I've made videos on it, and I've also talked about it in a stream. So go check those out. Will radios be used for VoIP in any form for long-range communications? They've talked about radios. They haven't been specific about how the radios are going to work or how it's going to affect VoIP and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be really, really cool to be able to track people down if they are using the radios. There's going to be plenty of people that are using the Discords, of course, but I think it'll be really cool if you do actually scan through the frequencies and then you hear someone talking to each other, and then you're able to track them down because it's based off of like the static involved and like how sketchy the actual voice is. You're going to be able to track them down through that. I think it's going to be really cool to do stuff like that, so we'll see. Hopefully extracts become radiation zones and camping them inflicts damage. We'll see. We'll see what stuff. Maybe some of them will. Definitely not all of them, of course, but we'll see what ends up happening with that. If we're going to get back into the exit camper stuff, guys, just look for them. Just look for them. I've been killed by them plenty of times, sure. Actually, I can't say plenty of. I can probably count on one hand unless we're talking factory. If we're talking specifically just factory, sure, it's been plenty of times. But there's other ways around it. We don't need to go changing significant portions of the game just because of one person trolling, that kind of a thing. Just look for them, forehead, that kind of a thing. Is there a date on skins and weapon customization? I know Nikita has been wanting that, and what he's talking about, guys, is it's not necessarily going to be skins. It's literally just spray paint. I have a video talking about specifically that because Nikita himself answered some questions about that. I don't remember if he put a date to it or a patch to it, but he did say that he's waiting. That's one of his most anticipated features coming to the game is being able to spray paint your guns. So soon to him. With the new karma system with scavs, do you think they'll change that wiggle they do? Also, how do you think we could set up scav and PMC extracts within the community? It's gonna be through the voice emotes, and then once VoIP shows up, it's gonna be VoIP because it's gonna be tough enough to trust anyone as is, even with just emotes and the wiggle and stuff. So it's gonna be a major change. How should I word this? I am definitely skeptical that there's going to be an easy transition, or even like I don't know how to word this. I think it's going to be a shit show. I think scav karma is going to be a shit show. I think plenty of people are not going to be wanting to use their scavs because they don't know what it's going to do. But I will let you guys know right now that is going to be one of the things I dive headfirst into I am going to go on my scav and I'm going to kill every scav that I see in sight, and then I'm going to jump onto another account, and then I'm going to go on my scav, and then I'm going to save every scav that I see in sight, and I'll see if and also when I'm going to be working in cooperation with of course the Discord, and then also the Wiki boys. I've made some good friends over at the Wiki, the guys that run the Wiki, and we're going to work together. We're going to make sure we can figure out what the skinny is on Karma. So just trust that, guys. You're not going to go getting weapon malfunctions and go getting tagged and cursed the second you kill one scav as a scav. It's not going to work that way. It just isn't. So we'll get that stuff tested, and then I'm of course going to be making videos and tutorials on what to do with it and stuff. And then also the benefits, what you're going to be getting. Actually, now that I said that, I'll probably do the good side first, because I want to see what Fence gives you. I want to see what you get through Fence. Will there be any discount on EOD on May 8th or 9th? For the Victory Day, I forget if it's been in the past. Best thing you can do there is see if you can Google and find something specific about last year and the year before, because if they've done sales before, then I would assume they're going to do it this year. But they did just have a sale, I think 2 months ago. Why didn't that show up? Why didn't he say the... I don't know why the text is... Sir Mosey, I remember you from like the last couple days. I'm not sure why I keep screwing you there. But I'll get to your question first here, since you paid the $2. Thank you very much for the $2 there. Won't scav karma be reflected by Fence Rep? Yep. Yeah, that's all in the video. I've talked about that. Yeah, it'll improve your reputation with Fence. Like I said, I've made a bunch of videos about that, so if you guys want to know more, you can go check that out. And I just recently made a video about that. Forgot to tag for visibility. Do you think backpacks will eventually be customizable? If they have a molly, set up on them, I think they are going to be customizable. Yep. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look up MOLLE rigs, and you'll see it's like that pattern that you see on like absolutely every vest these days. So if they have that on the backpack, I think you are going to be able to customize them a little bit. It's MOLLE. Do you think that the loot in general needs an overhaul? It's going to be anyway, so whether I think so or not, there's going to be a lot that changes about it. What's this good morning for with the things will get a bit easier? I'm not sure what you mean there, Medicine. It's the topic that we talked about earlier, though, today. So I did my normal little morning spiel there with describing that topic for today. So if you want to rewind and go check that out, you can do that. Will you be able to lock containers in your stash so auto sort will actually be useful for your whole stash? That would be a good quality of life, and I also haven't heard anything about that. I'm not sure. Any news on weapons used to knock people out? No, I haven't heard anything about that. Guys, I think I'm going to lose my voice here soon. How long we got left? I might actually lose my voice before we finish here today. That's not good. How about making VoIP only exclusive to pre-made party and when another PMC cooperates? They got to make it as easy as possible. For it to actually be useful with Karma, they got to make it as easy as possible. Do you think that the mutant will be way better than 103 AKMs? We're gonna have to see what the kick's gonna be like, because I know the fire rate's actually much higher. I think the fire rate's around 800, so we're gonna have to see what the mutant does for sure. Do you think there's a possibility for multiple scab bosses on a large map like Street? Absolutely, that's actually the plan. There are going to be several scab bosses on Streets, and their current plan is to have multiple scab bosses on every location. But again, let's see with labs. Maybe not labs. Is there still no date on arena mode? No, they're pushing for this year. They want arena in this year. As you guys haven't noticed, they're doing a hell of a lot of stuff with tournaments and stuff. They really want to get into competitive play, so they're pushing for arena. Is that Black Division? Black Division is going to be a new playable as a PMC operator. I doubt it. But we'll see. Bring me my Molotovs. Yeah, the Summit 1Gs. I'm not sure what's going on with those. I'm just glad to see them add utility to items that are currently only cosmetic. Yep, that would be cool. What do you think is a viable strategy to get a PMC to extract with a player scav? Just talking to them. Once Karma is in, people will have a much better understanding of it. And again, guys, when it comes to Karma, literally every noise that you hear, everyone that you, and especially obviously everyone that you see, assume it is someone trying to kill you until you learn otherwise. Never trust anyone completely, and don't trust anyone until you learn otherwise. Assume they are there to kill you. So don't just walk up to them and be like, chicken bricky, and just stand there and be like, friends, and then you get shot in the face. No, just, let's, you know, creep around the corner, maybe check them out a little bit, see what they're up to. Maybe they killed some other scavs. Maybe you catch them killing some other scavs or something like that. Play it as if they are there to kill you until you learn otherwise, and you'll be fine. Most of the time. We'll see how that works out. What do you think is... Okay, we already got that. What things will get a bit easier? If you guys rewind, you'll hear it. That was today's topic. That was today's topic at the beginning of the stream. If you come and check the VOD later, I'll have a timestamp for it. My guess, gas mask vision rework may be connected to helmet rework, such as no ADS advisors. Yeah, they've talked about stuff like that in the past. I just haven't heard anything specific about it or dates. It just makes sense. So I agree that's probably going to be coming to the game, but I haven't heard anything specific about it. Will armor plates be able to bounce shots at high angles? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they already do, don't they? Don't they? If they don't, that's a mindfuck for me. Waiting for the day, mind fornicate. I haven't said fornicate in a few days. I have to make sure I do that over here. Waiting for the day when the multi-tool will allow to fully modify weapons. Yep, that's planned. Weren't armor plates meant to be 12.8? And yeah, so COVID and everything that happened with that just fucked up a lot of stuff. There's a bunch of delays. They did delay that specifically, so it was supposed to be coming with weapon malfunctions and overheating and stuff like that, but those are actually going to be coming sooner. And then the vest thing, just expect it. My current estimate with the custom rigs and the armor hitboxes is patch 13 with streets. It would make sense if they tie that up with streets, because it would make more sense for that patch to be a wipe. Will you be able to change armor plates in raid? Yes, if you either take them off the person that you might kill, or if you find them, or if you bring some with you. That is one of the first questions ever asked about that, and they said, yes, you will be able to swap them out mid-raid. You're going to need to worry about You're going to need to worry about weight there, though. You think AI scavs are going to have a pre-recorded bank of VoIP phrases to trick players similar to how they wiggle now? Possibly, if they do the broken English for scavs, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to do that for scavs. Can you tranquilize enemies or paralyze them for many uses? I feel like you should have put a gotcha there or something. No. Oh, that's right. We're on YouTube. No, not that I know of, but there are going to be concussion. There's going to be unconscious states planned for the game. How's the in-raid quests for scav karma works? We don't know. But if you need to know anything you need to know about karma, I made a video about it, and then it looks like I need to make a command for karma. I made a video specifically about. In fact, I made several videos specifically about it, but I made one pretty recent. And then also, I did a little puppet show with explaining how I think karma is going to work the other day during one of these streams. So I think it's literally called Karma Puppet Show. So if you go check that out on the channel. Maybe make a bandit savior cruise on Discord so that we can go raid with the boys. Sounds cool. Do you have any new info on release of 12.11? No, other than the video I made the other day? Nope. Just go check out the video. We haven't heard anything from BSG yet. You think weapons malfunction will be in 12.11 or soon TM? It could be. It could be in 12.11 because I know that they were working on it for months now. Excuse me, guys. I know that they've been working on it for months now. It very well could be in 12.11. I'm not going to bank on it. I'm not going to bank on it being in 12.11. I'm going to bank on it being soon TM, but we'll see. Is there a groan or death noise voice line planned? I mean, doesn't that already do that automatically? You mean something more than what happens automatically already? Do we have any new info on release date of 12.11? Nope, just for what I put the video up for the other day. Yeah, medicine, we got the bot now. Check yourself before you wreck yourself there, bud, with the spams. I didn't know what you said there, but we can check that out later. Do you think that when karma is implemented, a lot of players will complain? Absolutely. They can add a tic tac into the game and people are gonna complain because tic tacs aren't sold in Russia or whatever the fuck. They'll find something to complain about. Everyone complains about everything, but we'll see. It's gonna be tough. Karma's gonna be tough. I'm sure tic tacs are in karma, but you know what I mean. Or in Russia, I don't know, but still, you know what I mean. Do we have any new info? Nope, not on 12.11. Just go check out. Just go check out the 12.11 video. I'm going to lose my voice today. I'm definitely not going to be able to do audio for a video for a video today. Do we have any new info for the release date of 12.11? No, go check out that video I made a couple days ago. Is there a Mrs. Nice Guy, and why is it the scar in pink? Who told you this? No comment. Presley confirmed they want to add a case locking in stash. Presley confirmed they want to add case locking in stash. You lost me there, man. That could be so many different things. Give me some more specific information on that. I'll DM him later though if he's talking about secure containers or something. Isn't labs going to be inside of streets? Technically, yeah. You're going to have to go from factory into... You're either going to need to go from factory or streets into labs, do what you need to do on labs, and then extract labs onto factory or streets, and then extract factory or streets, respectively, in order to get out of there. That's going to be the future plan for it, yeah. Thank you for all the answers. No problem. That's what I'm here to do. Hope it helps. Could there be other customizable stuff like face paint that comes in AI2 boxes? I'm not sure about that specifically. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Any way to get rid of meta guns? I know Nikita hates them, right? He doesn't like metas. Hate's a strong word for that kind of a thing, but he doesn't like metas, especially where, we're looking at a couple of these right now. He's a big gun guy. He does like his modded weapons, but he doesn't necessarily like that there's big metas when it comes to Escape from Tarkov in his own game there. So I think, again, as always with a lot of the stuff for the future, I think that the custom armor hitboxes are going to make a big change about that, because those super meta and super expensive weapons are going to not be worth it as much anymore when you can hit somebody under the arm and kill them in 3 bullets with just some PST. It's 3 or 4 bullets with PST. I forget. Either way, I think it's 4. It's at least 4, or it should be 4 or less. I mean. Any way to get rid of... Yeah, we got that. Do you have ETS access? From what I hear, you are not supposed to tell people if you have ETS access. So if I was on the ETS, I would not be able to tell you. Any info or thoughts on lockpicking, breaching, and the impact on keys? I think I have a video specifically about that, but that's a big feature that I'm really waiting for. The current information that we have on that is that when it comes to lockpicking, it's going to take a long time, and it could also have a unique noise, and it's going to have its own animation. So if someone comes by and they do hear you trying to pick a lock, and you're not necessarily good at it, it might be a little bit too noisy, and people are going to be able to hear that and be like, this dude's picking a lock, let's go gank him. And then also, of course, breaching and blowing open doors and stuff. Those will also be loud, so it will call a lot of attention to you. And then we'll see what happens to keys after that. But of course, the value of keys are going to go down. If you can just blast open doors or break open doors and pry open doors. Yeah, guys, make sure you're using nice guy at nice guy space Tarkov. Especially before I lose my voice here. If you want your question answered, yes, do the at nice guy space Tarkov. Are we going to get random events like airdrops, accidents, etc.? Yep. Airdrops are going to be random events. The last we heard about that is that it's going to work like Rust, where you don't know anything about it other than if you hear something popping up, you're going to look for the plane, and if you see it drop, you're going to go at it. That's all that we know, and it was talked about like months ago. Do you think helmet ricochet chances should be much higher for them to be more reliable? Helmets are difficult because they already are pretty unrealistic as it is, because they actually buff them to make sense in game. So I'm not the guy to ask about that. I think they're okay. I think they're okay where they're at right now. Do you think next wipe will be significantly slower than this one economy? I don't think significantly, but I do hope it is slower. I don't think it's going to be significantly unless they change something significantly about raiders and bosses. Unless they change something significantly about raiders and bosses, I don't think much is going to change, because those are going to be on reserve. Killa's going to be on interchange. The bosses are still going to be there, and that's what makes people move so quickly, is because they go kill those bosses. They grab a 5-man with their MP5s that they get out of their starter kits, or their AKSs that they get out of their starter kits. They go gank Glucose and his boys or whatever, and then they've got slicks and stuff. So unless they do something specifically to raiders and the bosses and the bodyguards for the bosses, I don't think it's going to change significantly, but I do hope it is slower, yeah. Do you think BSG will continue support for the ETS after launch? I don't see why not, at least until DLCs and stuff, because they're going to want to test that stuff. I lost my place. Shit. Gas grenades? Yeah, they're planned. Are they going to make customizable patches? I don't think so. At least not like what Black Ops did, like the OG Black Ops used to do. I don't think they're going to do that. With clans and stuff, maybe, but not like anyone can do it. I think there will be a lot of fake death sound in game VoIP. I don't know why people keep saying that. I feel like it's not going to be realistic enough for you to fall for it in VoIP, but we'll see. A lot of people are bringing that up. Example, let's say you watch a player scav kill an AI. Okay, guys, we can't... I'm going to lose my voice, and we're getting low on time here, Polo, so please go check out my my Karma puppet show or my Karma video, and I'm sure I answered that question. If it's too specific, maybe we'll wrap around... Wap? Yeah, wap. we'll wrap around and we can talk about karma as a specific topic for another day when I actually have my voice back, because we'll see if I lose it today. But that's kind of a rabbit hole that I don't want to get into right now. But for sure, go check out that puppet show. Also, there's just a lot of stuff about karma that just plain old hasn't been answered yet. So it's a difficult subject to theorize on and stuff like that. Planning on limiting the types of items that can be placed into pouches. Yeah, if anything, they might even make it a little bit worse, but we'll see what happens. Do you have a feeling there will be quests for bears and PMCs working together? Could be, especially with karma. Think there will be a lot of fake death. Yeah, I already answered that. Customizable patches. I got that. Gas grenades. They're planned. Do you think they'll be adding daily? I know they'll be adding planned. Daily and weekly tasks are planned. Harder to get money for more hardcore gameplay. Possibly. Depends. There's a lot that goes into that. Do you think next swipe will be significantly slower? Already got that. I meant you can trigger while alive like other voice lines. No, I know too, but I just don't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Have you worked on the live from Streets? Have you worked on the live from Streets background? I did look into it. It's going to be fucking difficult. I might go look for an artist to do it for me, because there's not many shots like that. I looked into like the original like trailer and stuff like that to find stuff, but yeah, I might have I might go get someone to make it for me. I might go look for an artist to make it for me, because it sounds really cool. I like that for the background. Base locking is forced a case in your stash to stay in position. Oh, if that's what Pest talked about, yeah, I can. I'll ask him later, because I didn't hear anything about that, but I'm sure he has like. I know they have some back channel chats and stuff, so especially for somebody like Pest. I'll ask him later to see if he heard anything. As in locking, yeah, I'll ask him. I'll personally ask me tomorrow, guys. I will literally DM Pestly and see what he says later today. I hope, wish, and pray that Nikita will significantly slow down progression. That's the plan. That's the plan. But again, guys, remember that we're here to test things. So the economy is supposed to be somewhat open, because if we can't have access to the items that we need to test, we can't test them, right? So at least up until launch, we'll have to see what happens with that. Nearly 400 viewers. Yeah, I can't keep up as it is. Are they still planning on limiting the types of items that can go placed in the vest pouch? Yeah, already got that. How would you feel about like giving raiders and bosses slightly worse gear? But I think they're all right now. Voice lines aren't so bad, are they? No. Good luck with your voice. Yeah. No, guys. I mean, like, some people have been bringing up like, what if someone plays a voice line like the way that people are going to play music through the mic eventually once VoIP is in the game, like we all know is going to happen. People play like death sounds and stuff. I don't think playing that through the microphone for VoIP is going to be real enough. We've all been there. We've had grenades go off in our faces. We've all shot. We've all been shot. We've all thrown grenades. We know what stuff sounds like in Escape from Tarkov. I don't think the VoIP system is going to be able to project the correct kind of frequency, just sound to fool someone into doing something like that. But I don't know. We'll see. What is the planned feature that you're most excited for? Streets and the custom rigs. Streets and the custom rigs, the armor hitboxes. Thanks for everyone here for the answers in the videos. Yeah, no problem. How would you feel about each map having one player base with staggered times? I don't know about that. That seems like a pretty iffy topic. Oh, I'm catching up. Are team quests planned or team-based modes, maybe? You mean PMCs? If PMC specific tasks, yeah, I'm sure they're planned with Karma. People keep bringing up... I'm going to lose my voice today. People keep bringing up how you can fake certain sound. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I just answered that one, though, Crackers. I hope I answered that one for you. Not a question, but I think you'll need to... Not a question, but I think they will need to add a broken English bear before they implement PMC Karma. I don't know what's going on with that. It's been done. I'm not sure why, but we'll see what happens. Will there be any tutorials for new player in game? Yep, that's planned. I even talked about it at the beginning of today's cast here, because that is the topic for today. Things are going to get a bit easier. So we did talk about that. Do you think they will make mega servers like in Apex and Fortnite? I don't even know what that is. What is a mega server? You mean like hundreds of people? I mean, theoretically, with open world, maybe we'll get up to about 100 people, but that's gonna be nuts. I know that they want 40 players on Streets, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. And I know they had some recent tests that actually ended up working out pretty well with that. So we'll see what ends up happening with Streets with the 40 players, and we'll go from there, I guess. Are drivables coming? No. So the thing with drivables with cars and just anything like that, Nikita said that it's not necessarily out of it's not unreasonable to have something like that in the game, but it's so far out of reach and just so far out of their scope right now that assume that it's not coming. Just assume that we are not going to have cars anytime soon in Escape from Tarkov. Is fully destructible environment planning? Fuck no. I mean, fornicate, no. But fuck no. It's not, no. They would have had to do that from the start. They would have had that, they would have had to have that from the start. Now, what there is going to be is there's going to be, like, significant penetration values and stuff. So Nikita talked about this more recently with, the example he gave was if there's two people hiding behind a car and one is hiding behind the door and one is hiding behind the engine block and someone is shooting from them or is shooting at them from the other side through the car, the person in the door is obviously going to have a much worse day than the person behind the engine block. Stuff like that. What about broken Russian voice lines for you? Yeah. Remember, if you have a question, make sure you add. Yeah, for sure, guys. Speaking of, we're coming up on the end here, guys. So let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more questions popping, and then we're gonna end it today. And I'll just be lucky that I didn't lose my voice before the stream ended. 40. Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. What about trolls and VoIP? It's gonna happen, Kodo. It's gonna happen. Just try to kill them. It's a necessary evil. There's not gonna, especially with a bunch of the the memes and the trolls that have popped up with Tarkov. It's just going to happen. So kill them or join them, whatever you guys end up wanting to do, whatever side of the coin you land on. What's your opinion about traders selling only tier 1 ammo when the hitbox update coming out? I don't necessarily agree with that. Now, when it comes to top tier ammo, like the tip of the spear, best of the best, my opinion on that is have it be found in raid only, and then have it be less and less difficult as you go down the list. And let's balance it. Let's make sure we actually test that stuff and see how it works out. I think there should be a reasonable mid-tier ammo that is always accessible at traders. That's my opinion. Will they improve hitboxes on the face? I don't think it needs improving. What do you mean? You mean for like the face shields and stuff, or just the face? You mean like you want to make your PMC fatter? I don't know where you're going with that. Thanks for the platform and open Q&As, man. Love the community. Appreciate it, Cody. Thanks for the kind words. I was actually asking if you can turn off VoIP during the raid. I don't know. They haven't spoken about that specifically. If any of you guys that are worried about VoIP, if it makes you feel better, Nikita himself is terrified of VoIP, but he does understand that it's a necessary evil for the game. So they're going to do it correctly because he himself he's fucking terrified of VoIP. So I feel like if there's going to be any company or any game that does VoIP correctly for for these circumstances, I feel like it's going to be this. Before the end of the stream, can you give a high-level rundown on the topics covered? Nope, but you can rewind, Steven. You can rewind, and if you come back later, you can check out the VOD. I'll put timestamps in. But generally speaking, today's topic was things will get easier, and I talked about a bunch of those. I talked about those at the beginning of the video, or at the beginning of the stream. There's rewind. This is on YouTube, and the VoIP is going to go up. So I hope that's useful for you, Steven. How do you feel about Tarkov development progress pace? It's difficult to say because I'm not actually in the studio, so I don't know if they are necessarily like mishandling stuff or anything. I'm sure. I mean, I'm not sure. Of course, there's plenty of people that say shit like bad shit could be happening, but it's COVID. They all had to switch to working from home. They're increasing the size of the studio significantly. This time 3 years ago, BSG was a handful of people, and now they're well over 130. There's tons of people. There's tons of changes. Their scope has changed. Their studio has changed. Luckily, their minds haven't changed really too much. I based off of, coming from someone who has followed the game extremely close, I think they're doing the best that they can. I really do. So we'll see. What do you think useless ammo will be changed? Well, that's the thing with useless, quote unquote useless ammo. It won't necessarily be useless once the armor hitbox changes come in. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I am going to fucking lose my voice today. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. As usual, guys, if you're looking for the latest Escape from Tarkov news, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out my development playlist for the latest news. If you like more games than just Tarkov, I heard someone ask about this yesterday. I play a hell of a lot more games than just Tarkov. So check out the second channel if you're interested. I know Ashes of Creation is going to pop up on the second channel. Star Citizen will eventually pop up on the second channel. And then lots of RTSs and stuff like that pop up on the second channel. So if you're interested, go check that one out. And if you missed any questions, there is the rewind. The VOD will be up soon after this shuts down. And if you have any other outgoing questions or whatever, I think the topic for tomorrow is going to be leg meta. And then of course we'll have the usual Q&A after, where everyone's going to talk about karma and wipe and all that stuff anyway. But if you do want to know about the wipe, check out my video that I just did on 12.11. And if you want to know about karma, I did also just make a video about karma. So again, just for the latest news revolving around Escape from Tarkov, check out the dev playlist. Thank you guys very much for hanging out today. I love you. And have a nice day. I'll see you guys.